Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Gurley Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Leighton. We have Brigitte, Cueter, Carino. All these are coming up and more. Afterward from our sponsors, please stay with us.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Provinces in the Caraga region are feeling the effects of a violent storm as Typhoon Tino moves closer to land. Tropical cyclone wind signal number 3 is up over Surigao del Norte. The local government of Surigao City has implemented forced evacuations in areas prone to landslides and floods.
Baka umano yung bahay yun, bumigay. Kasi magawa lang po sa kanang yung kahoy lang. Oo. Tapos natatakot ako kasi yung mga bata, 2.
Police and local officials went door to door to evacuate residents living near coastal areas amid the threat of possible storm surge.
Nako, bagyo ngayon, sir? Opo, talaga matakot tayo. Opo, pero salamat sa Diyos. May mga pa rin tayo na LGU, mag-concern sa atin. Kaya go lang tayo.
Natatakot rin kasi signal number 3 na rin ata. Kaya ilikas na kami.
Residents and local officials in Surigao City are determined to avoid a repeat of the devastation and loss of lives caused by Typhoon Odette. The local government said they need to relocate more than 3,000 families to temporary shelters. Mayor Paul Dumlao assured residents the city government has enough food supplies for affected residents.
Nagkaroon ng haba ng pila sa mga ATM, sa mga supermarkets kasi thinking nila na close today. But with the initiative of the private sector in coordination with the local government, we were able to make recommendations for them to open today para to give way also for preparation ng mga tao kung kailangan nila mamili, kailangan nila mag-secure ng pera. So we're very thankful na wala nang panic buying na nangyari.
Forced evacuations were also carried out in high-risk areas in Dinagat Islands, which is one of the areas Tino could make landfall.
Nandito ako sa May Loreto. Meron tayong pinapa-force evacuate na isang sitio kasi parang doon yata ang landfall. So pinilit na natin yun, around 73 families. Pinakuha ko na sa police, army at Bureau of Fire at Coast Guard at nagpadala tayo ng mga sasakyan. Inayos na rin natin yung mga evacuation centers nila, pati yung hospital, pinalagyan na rin natin ng additional genset.
The island of Siargao, a world-famous tourist destination, is also getting pummeled by Tino. Videos shared by the local government shows heavy rains and powerful winds sweeping the island. Huge waves were also reported along the coast of Burgos town. Widespread flooding has been reported in Santiago Agusan del Norte. Several motorists were stranded because of the floods. Some homes were also inundated, prompting residents to seek shelter at the municipal gymnasium.
Christmas this year will be far from merry for dozens of government officials and contractors involved in allegedly anomalous flood control projects. That's according to Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon, who said he's confident they will soon face jail time. So far, around 60 individuals implicated in ghost and substandard flood control projects in Bulacan, Oriental Mindoro, La Union, and Davao Occidental are already facing complaints before the Office of the Ombudsman. Some of these charges are non-bailable. That's on top of 1 or 2 more complaints expected to be filed this week.
May proyekto dapat. Ito ang budget. Binayaran mo ng buo, pero walang ginawa. Di ba klarong-klaro yun? na ninakaw yung pera doon, maraming magpapasko sa kulungan.
Although Assistant Ombudsman Miko Clavano says while he agrees that the goal is to put erring individuals behind bars, government needs to follow due process.
Ang sabi nga po dapat, as soon as today, sana meron ng nakakulong. Kaso nga lang, we have a process to abide by. And these are things that we have to respect dahil part po yan ng due process. But it is not to say that we are not hell-bent on getting them to prison if they are found guilty of the crimes charged.
Amid the accountability drive, reforms within the DPWH are also underway. Dizon has released a new set of standard prices for several construction materials used in government projects, including cement, asphalt, sheet piles, and steel bars. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. earlier ordered Dizon to cut construction material prices by 50% to put an end to overpricing. But a DPWH review found that some materials were even overpriced by as much as 70%. For instance, Dizon said asphalt prices in Region 4B or Mimaropa previously cost more than 23,000 pesos per metric ton, but it turns out they can be purchased for just over 5,000 pesos. As a result of the lower construction costs, the DPWH expects to save around 60 billion pesos or $1 billion in 2026, money that can be used to build more critical infrastructure.
Additional 1,600 kilometers of concrete road. Can you imagine? Kasama na ang mga farm-to-market roads dyan.
Dizon said Congress may also consider adding a special provision in the 2026 budget to lay down which programs should benefit from the agency's savings. Secretary Dizon also assured the public that even with the lower cost of materials, the quality of the DPWH's infrastructure projects will not be compromised. He also noted that the new price guide is based on real market prices or the pricing of accredited private suppliers.
If the private sector can build a road at those prices, why cannot government do the same?
Meanwhile, the DPWH also signed a memorandum of agreement with the Philippine Space Agency to enhance project monitoring through satellite imagery and other technologies. Dizon says the goal is to reduce human intervention and possible manipulation in project monitoring and validation.
Hindi lang po tayo nag-estimate o nanguhula kung gaano nakalawak, gaano nakahaba or kalapad yung ating mga proyekto. Ito po ay pwede nating masukat. We can go back several years ago to see kung ano nga bang nangyari doon sa mga proyekto natin.
PhilSA is also coordinating with the Agriculture and Education departments to strengthen monitoring of other infrastructure, such as farm-to-market roads and classrooms.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now. In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. And the money you do have in the stock market will go down and down and down. It's happened during every economic cycle, and it will happen again. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Gold and silver have never been worth zero, and typically gold holds its value and sometimes grows during economic turmoil. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. And learn how to set up a new IRA or roll over your current one into a gold-backed IRA. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is the perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash-out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash-out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
ViaTimes, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. ViaTimes for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. ViaTime has very interesting columnists. You name it, ViaTimes has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call ViaTimes at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very beautiful lady and her face is really getting familiar because I have interviewed her before. And of course, there will be more times that I'll be interviewing her in the future because she is really getting to be so popular in our community. And her name is Miss Nirmla Johnson. Miss Nirmla Johnson is also a regular ViaTimes columnist. And we're going to be talking about the column that she writes that's also getting very popular in our community. And she has been asked many times about the title of her column, which is, believe it or not, a very exciting title, Careless Whispers. Careless Whispers, and many people really like it. And she has been asked why she chose that title for her column. Welcome to our show, Miss Nirmla. How are
Thank
you?
you. I'm good. Thank you, Ate Vero. Thank you for having me once again in your show. Thank you so very much. And I really enjoyed being in your show and being interviewed by you.
Okay, Nirmla, you, besides getting very active in our Filipino American community, you are considered to be a very young member of the community. How do you like the community so far?
There's a lot of good support from the community. There are. And you can really feel the bayanihan spirit for each and every one. with an exception, of course, of some people who are not used to my skin, of the way how I speak, my tones, and everything else. But more than anything, those who are used to having me around are more than anything are just have been like people who were professionals, people who have understanding the degree of professionalism to personal in its own. So I really really enjoyed the company of our community, and I'm honored, and I wish I would have done it long time ago. I've
The
just been in the
title of your
community for
column,
yeah.
which is
I've just
Careless
been
Whispers.
the careless whisperer. Let's talk
Why,
about that.
why do you use that title?
I think when the first time we had a meeting, we were discussing about something that is usually it's unconventional to talk and speak about in the community, but fearlessly I said like, okay, let me do that because this is something I'd like to do. So then I said maybe I should just put a careless whisper because these are something that most of us Filipino, when we have some kind of unconventional topics, we just like whisper it to everyone else. It's just within their ears. But I thought maybe it's the title itself. It sounds intriguing, almost ironic, yet, but it perfectly captures the essence of what I stand for and what I often experience within our Filipino community. Like what I said, we are, a Filipino has a way of communicating in a unique way, which is it's like indirect. Call it like maybe we're just trying to be polite and often wrapped in layers of hints and metaphors. And a lot of times we avoid confrontation, not because we're afraid, but because we are sought to save face. And that's how we grew up with. So sometimes we would rather go around the bush, hoping our message lands softly, than say something that might sting directly. Even when we're trying to convince someone or correct a situation, we tend to preempt rejection by cushioning our words. Uh, there's another trait to that one. I would say it like when we confide, we let our feelings out, not necessarily to the person involved, but to others who might understand our side. And it's our way of sending message indirectly, hoping that someone reach the right ears. And unfortunately, that's often where the misunderstanding begin. And when whisper travel faster than intentions. So here I am, the pranka one. The most of the time they call me the Donald Duck because I talk fast too. My brain is running so fast that I speak it so fast too. So straightforward in its sense. The kind who dares to say things as they are, and not out of arrogance, but out of desire to bring clarity. And of course, when I say something, I speak with the degree of class, and that always sit well in a culture that glorifies diplomacy over honesty.
Okay.
It doesn't do
The
that
next
to
question
me.
is
Mhm.
you have written some intriguing topics so
I
far.
know, I know, and
Let's
I'm
short
being asked,
period of time. And I'm
and I usually get a
wondering,
call.
while you were writing those very interesting
Intriguing.
community topics and personality topics,
Yes.
I'm wondering, when you were writing it, were you trying to be careless or careful with what you write?
Careful in its more sense. I mean, not. I would say it this way: careless whisper, but careful in bringing out the news, because there's just too many people who goes in and out of my ears and they're just being careless. But the more they talk to me, I kind of put it all throughout and inculcate deeply and then like analyze it. What are these people they're talking about? And I try to kind of figure it out, not because I wanted to makichismis. No, it's just wanted to find out the truth. And then some way, somehow, deep through my own true heart, let me see. I want to help. What is this? I try to seek the truth. And then, as soon as I'm trying to find the truth, then diyan na naglalabasan ng mga kung ano-ano. So that's where I try to kind of, oh, is that so? That's when I start putting up an article and say, hey, listen, this is just what I found out in the community, and this and this and this and that. So all this kind of stuff that I just have to be so careful, because I'm also very particular with just naming names, because we don't want it to be called upon for that matter.
Oh, well. Okay, because we all know as writers and well, in any kind of situation, we really have to be careful, because there is such a thing as slander and
Yes,
defamation.
slander,
All
correct.
right. Yeah.
Defaming or something like that. But the good part of this is when usually the people who are really get so mad are those who really, the truth of the matter is that they are the people who are doing it. And then you don't even have to mention their names. And all of a sudden I hear a word. Somebody, like, after they read your article, I'm getting calls and calls and calls and calls and saying, hey, sino yung pinaparinig mo? No. I said, I'm just stating the fact. Why? If the shoe fits, then they must be, what I'm saying? If the shoe fits, it
Well,
must be somebody else.
anyhow, can you share with us, as a very young columnist for ViaTimes,
Mhm.
the the responses or comments that the people of our community say about your column?
Oh, about my column, it's like, it's too, I think they are just being, I would say they're not used to having like somebody else's who is so pranka, and then just saying it through the bottom of my heart what it is. It's like it's very straightforward, and I don't sugarcoat my words. And they were saying, like, when I see them in the party, sino ba yung nasa article mo? Sino ba yun? Of course, I said, like, it's all up to you to judge. But madalas, I often get a call. Oh, I read your article. Oh, good to know. You're reading ViaTimes. Those kind of questions. Oh, sino to? That, you know what? You won't believe. After you release it, mm, I would say about 5, 10, average of 10 people would call me and say, who? I read your article. And then, oh, what's your next? They were asking me, what's my next? I said, I don't even know yet. Maybe something coming along the way. But I would say it this way. What are they telling me? It's like, are you confronting somebody else's? Of course not. I said, when I say something in someone else's face, don't label me as a confrontational. I said, but thankfully that you heard that from me, because you will not gonna hear that from any other else. And I don't want you to come back and say, hey, narinig ko, sinasabi mo daw na ganito ako. No, 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 no. I already said that to you. You didn't hear that from other people. So it's like don't come back to me and then try to create an issue out of no issue when I already said it to you. That's like, it's no news to you anymore. Sinabihan na kita, sinabi ko na sa harap mo. That's how I say it. And also some are even like threatening me. I know I have heard like 3 people who are like, when I put an article, so she was like trying to say, I'm gonna sue you or something to that effect. But let me tell you, to those who are trying to silence me or threat me or to intimidate me, the more I'm not gonna go back down, you know. And if these people are more worried about their image than the issue itself. For me, I care less about the image of that person, but rather I wanted to bring out the truth in it. The issue, the problem isn't my words, it's the way how they perceived that article. And of course their conscience. Sometimes I even say, oh, go ahead, sue me, go ahead. Where? When? Just make sure you bring your witness, because in the court of law, lying is never a good idea before the judge. But I know for sure I am true to my own words. And I'm not, I receive all the time. Some people are like even anonymously texting me, and then when I try to call that number back, it just doesn't exist. It's like, sino yung pinaparinig mo? Oh, sino ka ba? Those kind of things. I just put it here and then put it out. I don't care. So let it be. Whatever intrigues or if it's unconventional to their ears or to their eyes, it doesn't matter. All I care about is bringing out the truth. If it makes sense to bring out the truth, it affects them for me to bring out the truth. That is not my issue. It's their own issue.
Great. Well, that's Nirmla. All right, Nirmla, one last word. We're running out of time.
Sure.
One last word to our viewing audience.
Mhm.
And as you have been gaining quite a few followers and fans for your writings, can you please address your fans and on your column and your community involvement so far?
Sure. So I just wanted to make sure because we are discussing about my column. So in the end, this column of mine, The Careless Whisper, is not about gossip. It is about the truth that dares to be spoken when everyone else's stays silent. And if truth offends them, then maybe the problem is not the whisper, but what it is revealed. After all, the louder someone seeks validation and spectacle, the easier they become the subject of my careless whisper. So
Fantastic.
all right.
I think you're really such a fantastic lady. And
Thank you.
I want to add to the intro that Miss Nirmla is a very successful entrepreneur who involves herself in caregiving
Home care, yeah.
business
Nationwide.
here in our community. Can you say a little bit before we sign off about your
Oh yeah. So I have a company here, which is the A Meaningful Care, which serves the counties of Lake Cook and Kane County. But also I have a partnership with a big franchise that I cannot tell their names, but they do the operations nationwide, and that's where I get the most of my bread and butter is having operations in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Texas, and Florida, and Rhode Island, and New Hampshire. So those are the ones that I am serving currently, and soon to be expanding in Arizona and California. But all of this are partnership with big franchise names. So my company is not even known in any of these areas, but I am basically like providing them the staffing that they require, and then they manage operationally, and the franchises deals with me on the level of business to business.
Great. Terrific, Nirmla.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Salamat din po. Salamat.
Okay, I really appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. At ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye now.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
I think the norm for our community has been to just stay silent and like keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be like someone to start that conversation.
You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents.
This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very interesting lady, Filipino lady, and she's very pretty. Past Mrs. Philippines of PIWC and successful businesswoman in our community. She is, her name is Miss Ginaline Lopez. Hi, Ginaline. Welcome to our show. This lady is really a very dynamic lady in our community. She was a Hall of Famer of the Chicago Filipino Asian American Hall of Fame, and she owns her own business in home health, and also she is the immediate past president of the Philippine Nurses Association of Greater Chicago. Hi, Ginaline. Welcome to our show. I'm really excited to see you here in this interview. And you know, the PNAGC, which is your nurses organization, just held a very successful induction ceremonies of new officers, and Ginaline is the immediate past president, and she has served for 3 years, successful 3 years. And okay, welcome to our show, Miss Ginaline.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Tita Veronica. It's my honor to be here and to talk to you about the organization.
All right. Okay. Please tell us about the PNAGC, because this is a very young organization of nurses, professional nurses here in Chicago. And so far, for the last 3 or 4 years that's been around us, it has done very good projects for our community. And Ginaline, as the president, I can give her some accolades for serving as the successful president of this organization. And Ginaline, how were you able to serve successfully this young organization?
Yeah. First of all, PNAGs is composed really of the nurses, mostly from Illinois. And we have board members and officers that serving the organization. And for the organization, we have our mission, and then we also have our projects such as providing financial grants to our Filipino scholars in the Philippines. Actually, as of the moment, we have 13 scholars that we are helping in the Philippines. And aside from that, we also provide free seminars every year during springtime. So we have teachers, we have nurses, we have venues, they go there every year, and we provide education, continuing education to the nurses. Aside from that, we also do volunteer work and humanitarian services to other Filipino community organizations, such as the Santa Cruzan Group of Chicago and the Chicago Mabuhay Lions Club. The organization also promote the Filipino heritage and culture. In fact, we also have the Filipino Nurses Association of the dancers, the cultural group dancers, where we perform in Fiesta Pinoy and different events. So as a whole, the organization is really doing a good job in the community.
Great, terrific. In the last induction, I noticed that you have some scholars. Really, when you started the organization, did you have scholars already that you're helping? Are they all from the Philippines or?
All from the Philippines. We
all
started in
the Philippines.
Yes, we started in 2022. So, all the members or the board members each has their own scholars to choose. And then every year we provide scholarship grants to all of them every year, to all 13 students.
All 13. Is it always 13 every year that you're helping?
No, we started with 5 for the first group. And then this following year, we had another 5 group of students. And then the last group was 3 students. So it was 13 all in all. So every year, it's not all at once 13.
Okay. So there's a name that you call this scholarship, right? There's a Filipino name.
Pugay Kamay.
Call them. What is it?
Pugay Kamay Scholarship.
Oh, yes, yes. What does that mean?
Pugay Kamay, Pugay means tribute, offering. So it's like an offering from the organization to the students. And we also have the Pugay Kamay Nurse Excellence Award, in which we recognize those nurses that are extraordinary in their nursing profession. So the Pugay Kamay is also for the scholarship program, and Pugay Kamay Nurse Excellence Award.
Okay. How do you choose your scholars?
With the scholar student, most of them are the nursing students and freshmen, the first year nursing students with really excellent, good grades and low income families.
Until they graduate?
Until they graduate. It's like 4 years. So we start helping them from first year up to they finish the 4-year course.
Very good.
Yes.
And you have 13. The number is 13 right now.
Right now, yes.
Helping. Great job. Great job. Okay. And you also have as a project the recognition of outstanding nurses, and I think the outstanding nurses that you give awards to are from Chicago, right?
No, yes.
How many outstanding nurses do you always have, or do you have more this year?
7. We have the lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7. You're sticking to number 7 since you started?
Most of them are, most are 7 every year. Yes, the lucky number 7.
Lucky 7. The lucky 7 scholars, and this one. And so how do you pick them?
Usually, we do have a committee for the awardees, and from the nomination, we get the nominations, and then we check we have criteria that they have achievements, and most of them have community involvement and voluntary work. Aside from their field of nursing, they usually have community involvement and charity events or activities that they're involved.
Great, terrific. The lucky 7 nurses that you pick every year, huh?
Yes.
So very, very, very good. What else do you try to present to your every year for your guests who attend the induction ball? What other programs do you have?
We're trying to for the coming year, it's gonna be Gemma Smalio is gonna be the incoming president. So we're gonna have more activities. Most likely, we're trying to get projects like helping the orphanage and other charity organizations in the Philippines. We're trying to add more aside from the scholarship and the recognition of the nurses. We're trying to have more projects in the Philippines that we can help. Orphanage, like for example, orphanage in the Philippines. Yes, we're gonna add more.
Great, terrific. You're really doing a great job. Okay, how about membership?
For the membership, most of the nurses here in Illinois, we're trying to do more marketing on the young nurses. We wanna get more young nurses to get involved. We only have a $20 membership fee for the organization, and we're trying to get more of them from the hospital, nursing home, home health. These young nurses, we're trying to make them involved to try to give back to the community, try to do more. Aside from working as a nurse, it's already a very noble profession. But if you try to give back to the community, I think it means more. It means a lot to help a lot of people, aside from being a nurse.
Terrific, terrific. You are a very outstanding nurse yourself, and you are quite successful in what you do in your business. You having a home health business through the years, and how are you able to achieve all these things as a working mother, and also as being a successful professional?
Well, it has to be, I believe it has to be balanced. You need to have time management. You need to manage your time for your family. You need to manage your time with work. And you also have your passion. Because if you have that passion in you and you like to do that certain thing, I think everything is possible. It's the passion in you that will make everything easy because you love what you're doing. So in me, I really like to do community work, volunteers, and helping a lot of people. And that makes it really easy for me to do it.
Well, passion. I can really see that in you, Gina Lynn.
Thank you.
You don't even have to say it. I know that you're a very ardent and passionate person with all the things that you've been doing.
Thank
you. Okay. One last word. Do you want to invite some young membership in your organization?
Yes, I would like to call out all the nurses there in Illinois, not even Illinois, even out of state. There is always a thing to do in the community. Whether you're in Illinois or other states, you have to get involved in the community. You have to learn how to get back to the people because that's the only way to feel satisfaction and fulfillment. Our organization is giving everybody the chance to get involved and to feel fulfilled in whatever profession you have. So that's it.
Great. A very good person, Miss Gina Lynn Lopez. Very good person and a successful nurse in our community, and a dynamic leader with everything that this person does is really it really seems to be quite successful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for gracing our show, Ms. Ginalyn Lopez, immediate past president of the Philippine Nurses Association of Greater Chicago. And I really thank you, and maraming salamat sa iyo, at maraming salamat din po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, Ginalyn.
Thank you. And
hanggang sa muli.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, bye now.
Bye.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon, this is Brigitte, Carino, Cueter, bringing you this week's local news from our community. The Illinois State Fire Marshal's Office announced today that fire departments across the state are beginning the transition to the National Emergency Response Information System, a secure cloud-based platform built to modernize how emergency incidents are reported and analyzed. Modernizing emergency data collection is a critical step towards strengthening public safety, said Illinois State Fire Marshal Michelle Pankow. By adopting NERIS, we are giving our departments better tools to protect our communities, manage resources effectively, and make informed decisions backed by current data. This program will also help to enhance CRR programs across the state with real-time data allowing departments to analyze trends in a more efficient way. The City of Chicago, in coordination with Cook County and the Illinois Emergency Management Agency and Office of Homeland Security, IEMA OHS, will begin another round of damage assessments tomorrow, November 4th, continuing through November 7th. These assessments are part of the appeal process following the recent denial of a presidential disaster declaration request submitted by Governor J.B. Pritzker. The request sought federal assistance for the severe flooding events that impacted communities across Illinois from July 25th through 28th and August 16th through 19th, 2025. Residents can report additional data through a residential self-assessment survey. The survey is available online by visiting iemaohs.illinois.gov/recovery or scan the QR code. Any residents who did not previously submit information are strongly encouraged to do so. The deadline to submit is November 7th. Residents and business owners in the affected areas are urged to submit any new or previously unreported information regarding their damages or ongoing needs. Governor J.B. Pritzker has proclaimed November as Adoption Awareness Month, joining the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services, DCFS, in recognizing the remarkable commitment of thousands of families across the state who have welcomed 20,313 children into their homes over the past decade, providing love, stability, and belonging when it was needed most. Every child deserves a home where they feel loved, supported, and safe, said Governor J.B. Pritzker. The families who chose adoption exemplify the very best of Illinois: compassion, resilience, and a belief in the power of community. I'm deeply grateful to every parent who opens their heart and home to a child in need of a loving family, and to the dedicated professionals at DCFS who work tirelessly to make those family connections possible. The Kapihan sa Consolado is a regular community engagement series that brings together our community leaders and members for meaningful conversations. It serves as a venue to share updates on programs, services, and initiatives of the consulate, as well as a space for open dialogue and collaboration between the consulate and the community. For this session, one of the topics will be the launch of the very important Pinoy VIP Tour 2026, a signature tourism and cultural immersion program organized by the Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs, DFA, through its official missions in the United States, and the Department of Tourism, DOT, through its New York Tourism Office, in partnership with Raja Tours Philippines. November is National Veterans and Military Families Month, and the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation, IDFPR, is highlighting the licensing resources available to active service members, their spouses, and veterans whose active duty service concluded within the past 2 years. These tools ensure these brave individuals can obtain the professional licensure needed to work in their chosen field as soon as possible in Illinois. As we observe National Veterans and Military Families Month, we honor the immense sacrifice made by service members and their families, said IDFPR Secretary Mario Treto Jr. It is our duty to facilitate their journey and empower these dedicated individuals, and IDFPR remains committed to providing the necessary resources to ensure they can seamlessly transition into their professional careers in Illinois. IDFPR employs a military liaison who works with applicants and their military installations, military and family support center through the licensing process, answering questions about licensure for active service members, their spouses, and veterans whose active duty ended within the previous 2 years. IDFPR's military liaison has tripled the number of eligible applicants assisted over the years, increasing from 390 applicants during the program's first year in 2020 to 1,179 applicants assisted in 2024. In accordance with state law, IDFPR reviews qualifying licensure applications within 30 days of receiving all necessary documents and fees. Illinois Secretary of State Alexi Junius is championing new reoccurring state funding as part of an initiative to address sorely needed library resources and programming in underserved and rural communities. Junius led a legislative effort to change the Library Equalization Aid grant formula, increasing the eligibility from 17 serving 77,000 residents to 108 public libraries serving more than 700,000 residents across the state while freeing up additional funds. The increased state funding announcement comes as the federal government dismantled the Institute of Museum and Library Services, IMLS, last March, and has threatened funding, which will cost Illinois libraries approximately $6 million each year. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Brigitte. See you next time.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
I think the norm for our community has been to just stay silent and like keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be like someone to start that conversation.
Yeah. You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents.
This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.